This is terrible. A 13-year-old girl by the name of Davina, who had lived with her mother for the most part of her life, finally decided to go spend the holidays with her father, who had been absent for all her life, only to end up dead in this man's house, barely 1 month of spending the holiday with them. And she died under the most unusual circumstance you could ever imagine. So, Davina's mother, Dorcas, used to date Mr. Taye, who lived in Huwe local government area of Delta State. Eventually, Dorcas gets pregnant, but Taye is absent. So she raises this child on her own for 13 whole years. Taye moves on with his life, gets married to another woman, and started a new family. So Dorcas is living her life with her child as a single mother, raising this little girl all by herself with no help from Taye. 13 years later, Davina is grown. She's now 13 years. And out of the blue, Taye calls Dorcas, requesting that, I guess it's time for Davina to know the father, to spend time with the father, to come visit the father and learn about the father's people and her father's family. And of course, Dorcas thought, well, it's not a bad idea. Clearly, this would be something that Davina would also want, because it is believed that Davina had always been curious about the dad, and now she gets to meet the dad on the dad's request. And so Davina goes to the father's house in Huye, Delta State, to spend the holiday, hoping this would be the perfect time to bond with the dad, get to know the dad, and basically have a relationship with him. But things did not just go as planned. In fact, things went horribly wrong. Throughout this period of Davina being in the father's house with the father's people, Dorcas is still going on with her life. She's thinking that her daughter is basically enjoying her holidays there. She's made to believe so. She spoke to Davina once a while until the first week of September, when she gets a voice note from Taye, Taye's sister and Taye's wife. And all of them seem to be telling Dorcas that now that Davina is with them, she should forget about Davina, that they have planned to keep Davina with the dad and with the family, that they will take care of her, she will go to school there, and that she should not expect to see Davina again. And Dorcas is like, okay, you guys are just joking. Let me just, this must be a joke, because it can't be anything else. Mind you, this is like the 11th of September on making this video. So this was just last week here. Dorcas gets this voice note and she's like, you guys are kidding me. Eventually, she tries to reach the daughter, and the daughter, Davina, was able to use her father's phone to speak with the mom. And she tells the mom that, see, get me out of here. I want to live here. I'm tired of being here. However, in the process of talking to her mother, Taye gets the phone from her and, backpedals, telling the mother that, oh, Davina is just joking, that everything is fine and that she's good. Taye went on to tell Dorcas that Davina is just struggling with getting used to the environment, to the new place, to the new friends, to her new family. And that's the reason why she's sometimes having emotional inconsistencies. Eventually, September 7th is on the year. Dorcas reaches out to Taye again to tell him that Davina needs to come back because school has resumed. She needs to start the session with the students. She does not plan on the daughter missing out on classes. Unfortunately for her, as she's telling them about school, they are telling her that Davina is dead and that she was even about to be buried. On the 7th of September, the day this woman is looking forward to her daughter coming back to resume school, is when they are telling her that they are about to bury her daughter, Davina, that she had died. Dorcas could not believe her ears. She ran from her house in Udu Road to Golokoso area, where the bastard Taye lived with his family. It's always the father's side of the family. Went there to be sure of what she's hearing, because this is a joke. This is a joke. This is a real joke, because there's no other explanation. She gets to their house and they start to beat her up. Taye's wife, Taye's sisters, Taye's family people start beating Dorcas up, yelling at her for coming late to her daughter's funeral. And she's like, what? They even showed her the grave of her daughter, and they twisted it, turned it around to make it look like she is an irresponsible mother, that they told her about the funeral and see the time she's getting here. This woman is confused and lost. Barely few minutes or few hours ago, she learns that her daughter is dead and being buried, and now she's here and she's being beaten up and being shown her daughter's grave. Even me talking about the story, something is not adding up. This is a joke. This got to be a joke. Learning about the story, I wasn't satisfied. I was like, there gotta be something. Something is not. I've never heard this kind of thing before. Something is not making sense right here. To say that Dorcas passed out, she fainted. She could not even. She died basically, but eventually was resuscitated and brought back to life, where she could not fathom anything that had just happened. She quickly went straight to the police station to make reports about her daughter's sudden death and sudden burial. At the time the police went to Taye's house, everyone had run away. Taye himself had run away. Most of his family members that had so much to say ran away. It was only his wife that was picked up. And when the wife was picked up and asked about what had happened to Davina, the wife claimed that she herself did not know that she had been away throughout the first week of September, that she was not home, that she too came home to learn about Davina's passing. Taye's wife claimed that when she left the house, Davina was fine and healthy. So the big question is, what then happened to Davina? According to Taye, only God knows how he gave the statement, or maybe this is what he explained to Dorcas, that 7th of September, Davina suddenly fell sick. And by the time he took her to the hospital, she died. And that same day, she was also buried. However, as at the time of making this video, Mr. Taye is on the run. He hasn't been arrested. He's yet to be found. NGOs and activists are on this case and actively trying to find answers to what happened to Davina. A lot of people in the community have asked that the police run an autopsy on Davina, that they should bring her body out and take it to run an autopsy, because something is not adding up. There are people in the comment section claiming that this could be a case of money rituals, that this man clearly wanted to do money rituals with a loved one, and who better to use than the child that he does not have any connection with, than the child that he has no bond with. And then there are people who are saying that it could have been sexual abuse, that this man must have been doing this. We should also still add up to how people perceive rituals and those money ritual kind of thing. But only an autopsy would give us this answer. I don't think Davina's death was natural, unless she had been sick since and had been ignored, unless she had a condition that Dorcas did not pass on to the father so that they could take care of, so they could monitor and manage. Unless that. And I don't also believe he took her to any hospital, because now we need to know that hospital. And if he lied about it, then guy, there gotta be something. There just have to be something. That little child needs to be exhumed and an autopsy needs to be conducted. And the bastard needs to be found. Like, are you kidding me? A lot of people are saying that Dorcas should not have given the daughter to the man to spend the holiday with. That was the biggest mistake. That how do you train a child for 13 years old by yourself, and one day you just carry him, go give the absent father. An absent father is not somebody you leave your daughter with to bond with. If he wanted to bond with her, he had 13 years to do so. He should have been sending money for diapers, sending for school fees, sending for food. That is the father you give to bond with, not the one that vanished and then woke up one morning and decided that, oh, let her come over. Something clearly was fishy from the get-go. We are going to follow the story up. There is certainly more to it. There is definitely more to this. We will follow the story up. This has got to be a joke. And I don't think Taye has gone far. He is still in worry day. You guys just have to find where he most likely is at. IS, if he has enough money, he'll most likely be in Benin, given that his name is Taye. So he's most likely, some have a Yoruba origin or an Edo origin, and is most likely in one of those father's place, mother's place from years ago. But he needs to face the music. He needs to come and answer questions. For him to be running self is all the answers that we need. Is all the answers that we need. Are you kidding me? Wow.